Welcome to today's edition of Events and Style. And of course, we know the times and the season that we are in. And as usual, Events and Style has got you covered. I am Matthias Iyoha, and with me once again is a beautiful and glamorous Funmilayo Okorafor. Funmilayo, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and how are you too?
I'm very fine.
So tell me, how have you been, keeping safe all this while?
Well, I've been doing my best. I've been washing my hands, sanitizing when necessary, avoiding surfaces, taking a lot of water, taking a lot of vitamins, and making sure that I am well rested as much as possible.
Can I sense that you're afraid to die?
The truth is, I'm quite young.
Okay.
I'm still in my 20s, so I see 60, 70, 80 more years to go. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay, a very big warm welcome to all those who believe in the power of learning, to all those who are ready to explore with us today on Event and Style, because there is always something new to learn on every edition of Event and Style, as Event and Style is always filled with so much surprises. And today's edition will keep you at the edge of your seat from start to finish. You know why? Because we are joining the rest of the world in the fight against coronavirus. I am Funmilayo Okorafor.
And the Events and Style is brought to you from the stables of NTA Benin Network Center
in collaboration with Jeb Studio. Okay, Matthias, I know that today we have a very, very special dedication. So tell us about it.
Last week we did something very special and it really wowed so many people, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. Today's one is going to be very special. Today's edition is very special. It's very dynamic, as once again we join the rest of the world to fight this enemy of man, coronavirus. It's a series, Coronavirus, a quest for the solution. Do check it out.
Did you know that in a real sense, the bigger the animal, the lesser number of humans they kill? While the smaller the animal, like mosquito, the huge number they killed annually. The more invisible the animals, such as virus, the more powerful they are and the more tendency of wiping out the entire human race. For example, the influenza Spanish flu of the 1918 Ebola outbreak and now coronavirus COVID-19. Is there still doubt of the existence of coronavirus upon daily sensitization by the government and the media?
What we not know us. As we pray, Psalm 91 say, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of Almighty." What we not know, He not know us. So we not believe say coronavirus they our those states.
There's no coronavirus in Nigeria for me, because why I say so is that the temperature of hotness in Nigeria is too high for a virus to survive. And my other reason is that people just died in the hospital because of fever or malaria, and they say that it's coronavirus, which is not so. And I don't believe that there's coronavirus in Edo State.
For one soul to die, it cost heaven a lot. I'm talking about 779 in one day in a city, in New York. 900 and something in Spain, one Saturday. The following day, 900 and something again in Italy. Just one day. So it is something that is frightening. It does not spare. That's why everybody must rise in holy anger and pray that this pandemic be averted.
With earthquakes, tsunami, hurricane, violent winds. Even in Australia last year, they battled with this wildfire. And so we have been very comfortable, and that is why in most cases we always underrate things of this nature. So I want to continue to appeal to everyone that no matter who you are, whether you are a big man or you are a small man, you are a rich man or you are a poor man, the virus will, if you give the virus the opportunity, it will destroy you. And so we will continue to admonish the people that there is need for them to obey simple instructions by washing their hands at all times with medicated soap and sanitizer, and also maintaining physical distancing, not being in a crowded area.
See, COVID-19 So much has been said about it. Our media houses, internet platforms are dotted with reports about COVID-19, and the message does not appear to be going far enough, because what sometimes we get when we interact with people out there, sometimes very, very disappointing. People do not really understand the nature of viral infection. Some still think that they are made up stories. Some claim that it was deliberately inflicted as a kind of biological warfare from China. Some have insinuated that it was caused by a virus that escaped from laboratory experiments. There have been even laughable, insinuations that the 5G network, which is still in the making, still being tested, is implicated in the outbreak of COVID-19. So all these hypotheses and speculations, testify to the magnitude of ignorance that attend our current experience.
How does coronavirus affect the body?
At one extreme, you see that people may have no symptom at all. Incidentally, that is by far where the majority of people are. They have no symptom, they don't feel sick, and they just feel normal. Now, that in itself carries a risk, not only for the individual, but for the general public, because that kind of a person can keep transmitting it. But from that mild form to a less mild form, some people can have simple symptoms, just mild symptoms like cough, fever, or difficulty with breathing. And some may just have cough but no fever, or may have fever but no cough, and it may just pass unnoticed. Difficulty with breathing or shortness of breath or pain in the chest usually show that, okay, this disease has progressed beyond something just mild. When it goes beyond that stage, the pain can progress to more and more difficulty with breathing. At that time, the temperature rises. For the mild forms, the temperature rise may not be more than 38 degrees centigrade. But the moment it goes beyond 38 degrees centigrade, that usually is accompanied by some form of difficulty with breathing. So as that progresses with time, what then is observed is that the patient will require admission, will require care in the hospital. Over time, the virus then can be detected at the back of the nose. So at that point, you have quite a number of them growing there. And then it's possible now to detect them further down. Their effects progress deeper and deeper into the respiratory system. So we have there's the trachea, there are bronchi, that is the ones that branches until they branch into tiny bits into the tissues of the lung. With that progressive damage taking place step by step, pain arises. So that's what explains the pain.
To stay safe, please listen, watch carefully the summary in animation analysis of how dangerous coronavirus is. This is SARS-CoV-2. It belongs to the family of coronaviruses. SARS-CoV-2 can cause COVID-19, a contagious viral infection that attacks primarily your throat and lungs. What actually happens to your body when you contract the coronavirus? What exactly causes your body to develop pneumonia? And how will the vaccine work? The coronavirus must infect the living cells in order to reproduce. Let's have a closer look. Inside the virus, genetic materials contains information to make more copies of itself. A protein shell provides a hard protective enclosure for the genetic material as the virus travels between the people it infects. An outer envelope allows the virus to infect cells by merging with the cell's outer membrane. Projecting from the envelope are spikes of protein markers. Both are typical influenza virus, and the new coronavirus used the spikes like the key to get inside the cells. In the body, where it takes over the cell's internal machinery, repurposing it to build the component of the new coronavirus. When an infected person talks, coughs, sneezes, droplets carrying the virus may land in your mouth or nose and then move into your lungs. Once inside your body, the virus comes in contact with the cells in your throat, lungs, and nose. One spike on the virus inserts into a receptor marker on your healthy cell membrane like a key in a lock. These actions allow the virus to get inside the cell. A typical flu virus will travel inside the sac made from the sac membrane to your cell nucleus that has all extraordinary materials. The coronavirus, on the other hand, does not need to enter the host cell nucleus. It can directly access part of the host cell called ribosomes. Ribosomes use genetic information from the virus to make viral proteins, such as spike on the viral surface. A packaging structure in the cell then carries the spikes in vessels, which merge with your cell outer layer, the cell membrane. All parts needed to create a new virus gather just beneath your cell membrane. Then, a new virus begins to bud off from the cell membrane. Now, with the virus spreading in your body, how can you develop pneumonia symptoms? For these, we have to look into your lungs. Each lung has separate sections called lobes. Normally, as you breathe, air moves freely from your tracheal windpipe, then through large tubes called bronchi, and through small tubes called bronchioles, and finally into tiny sacs called alveoli. Your airway in alveoli are flexible springing. When you breathe in, each air sac inflates like a small balloon, and when you exhale, the sac deflates. Small blood vessels called capillaries surround the alveoli. Oxygen from the air you breathe passes into the capillaries, and carbon dioxide from your body passes out from your capillaries into your alveoli, so that your lungs can get rid of it when you exhale. Your airway catches most germs in the mucus that lives in the trachea, bronchi, and bronchiole. In a healthy body, hair-like cilia lining the tubes constantly push the mucus and germs out of your airways, where you might expel them by coughing. Normally, cells in your immune system attack the virus that makes it pass through your mucus and cilia and enter your alveoli. However, if your immune system is weakened, like the case of the coronavirus infection, the virus can overwhelm your immune cells and your bronchioles and alveoli becomes inflamed as your immune system attacks the multiplying virus. The inflammation can cause your alveoli to fill with fluid, making it difficult for your body to get the oxygen it needs. You can develop lobar pneumonia, where one lobe of your lungs is infected, or you could have bronchopneumonia that could affect many areas of both lungs. Pneumonia causes difficulty in breathing, chest pain, coughing, fever, chills, confusion, headache, muscle pain, and fatigue. It can also lead to more serious complications. Respiratory failure occurs when your breathing becomes so difficult that you need a machine called the ventilator to help you breathe. These are the machines that help to save life, and the medical device company currently need more production for. Whether you develop these symptoms depend on a lot of factors such as age, whether you already have existing condition. Well, these all sound so scary that push to develop the coronavirus vaccine, which is moving in a high speed. Studies of coronavirus led most researchers to assume that people who have recovered from SARS-CoV-2 infection could be protected from reinfection for a period of time. But that assumption needs to be backed up with empirical evidence. Some studies suggest otherwise. There are 7 different approaches for the potential vaccine against the coronavirus. The basic idea is that you will get a shot that contains faint version of the virus. The vaccine will expose your body to a version of the virus that is too weak to cause infection but just strong enough to stimulate an immune response. Within a few weeks, cells in your immune system will make mucus called antibodies, which will be specific for only the coronavirus or specifically its spike protein. Antibodies then attach to the virus and prevent it from attaching to your cells. Your immune system then responds to signal from the antibodies by consuming and destroying the clumps of the viruses. If you then catch the real virus at the later stage, your body would recognize it and destroy it. In other words, your immune system is now primed. Collecting evidence on whether it will be possible, safe and effective is part of what is taking researchers so long to develop a vaccine. It is a race against time to develop a vaccine amidst the pandemic. Each step in the vaccine development usually takes months, if not years. An Ebola vaccine broke records by being ready in 5 years. The hope here is to develop one for the new coronavirus in a record-breaking of 12 to 18 months. Well, all this will take time, so let us all listen and cooperate with the government. Stay home, maintain social distancing, wash your hands for at least 20 seconds and as often as possible. No life, no event. No life, no hustle. And when there is life, there is hope. Be a good citizen and together we shall overcome. What is the effect of COVID-19 to the economy and of course to social life and activities?
As you can see, the visitor influx has greatly reduced against in the past, and due to the government order that people should stay at home. But the few visitors that we have on ground are very scanty. They equally have that liberty of maintaining social distance within the zoo because of the special nature of the zoo.
This place, if you come every weekend, every Sunday if you come, you meet not less than 200 to 300 people. But today, we are not up to 50 in this zoo today.
Because of this coronavirus, there has been a shutdown. No more complete service as before. Service are being done skeletally or in fragmentation of it. So people are no longer free as before to come in large gatherings to worship, just to obey.
It affected us greatly. As you can see, everywhere is a shadow of its former self. We have the fast food there. We are cooking, nobody is buying. On daily basis, we throw them away. We have a bandstand there for entertainment on weekends. Nobody is coming. Everybody is just talking of pandemic. You see, even the people are put on standby now. I have to pay them their salaries, even though I'm making nothing. They are only securing the property for us. Nothing is happening, virtually nothing is happening. Compared to the past when things were normal. But for now, we are running at a loss. The hall, those who pay for marriage, for whatever ceremony, they come to collect their refund. Because those things were no more longer feasible, they put them on hold.
Many of the mainline churches have closed their doors for about 2 Sundays, and are running their services online and through the media.
There's people who come here because of the virus. I mean, there's people who say one spray nipini. We dey here for inside song. So one key person who gets stuck there for inside song. When this our suffering one end, it suffer too much. We don't tire.
Because of coronavirus, people have increased their items that they are selling. Is that good? For example, look at this sachet water they are talking about, from 10 naira to 20 naira. Why? This kind of things, God is not always happy. You don't inflict punishment on the people. You don't encourage people to suffer. You are there because you have some advantages. You just allow people to suffer there. All this put together, God is not happy with us unless we have to change our way. And the best way we can do, let us go back to our holy books. If you are a Muslim, follow what's in the Quran. If you are a Christian, follow what's in the Bible.
What is the level of compliance to social distancing?
We are here because of COVID-19. We want to educate the women because disease is killing. So we want to educate them to separate themselves and to wash their hands, wear their masks, wash their hands, use hand sanitizer. If they don't have water, they will use hand sanitizer to wash their hands. We dey cover our mouths. We dey put cellophane for our hand. Na so we take dey do am. Na so we take dey do am. We go put our hand for cellophane, we go cover our mouths. As dem take sure, na so we take stay. As dem take say government say make dem put us, na so we take stay.
The market women, they are very, very hard to control. We've been trying to be very calm with them, but they don't adhere to simple rules and regulations. And as you can see, the way we created space, we are marked here, one here, so that there will be space in between. There will not be the crowd not be, meeting each other. But they will never adhere to that. They want you, immediately you back them, they will come back to where you ask them not to stay.
What is the role of religious leaders in advocacy and sensitization?
I personally, as a church leader, I do that every time in my house. I pick up my phone, talk to my people. Anyone coming to visit me, I talk to them that they should obey the rules of the government, especially that of washing of hands on daily basis. You can see that even me here in the office, I have my hand sanitizer.
I just finished up 3 o'clock prayer now. Praying for the nation, praying for the people in the area where these things are happening. God to have mercy.
We sensitize our followers on the need. We are giving several sermons. About 4 sermons. Even despite that there is no Juma service, we still come out in the air on Fridays in the morning by 9 o'clock. It's NTA. Come out to inform the people what they are supposed to do. And then thereafter to also encourage them on the need to be law-abiding, to be generous.
If you look at the social media and all the rest, people are saying the church is doing nothing. The church is rendering very essential service to the people, and we will continue to do that to the best of our ability.
But don't forget, our soldiers in this war are not dressed in green but in white. They are our health workers. They are our frontline warriors in this fight against coronavirus. So how do you celebrate them?
All health workers across the world, health workers in Nigeria, health workers in Edo State, the governments and all the people that are putting their efforts together, private sector, contributors, every person, all the stakeholders in the control of COVID-19, kudos. God bless you.
I want to thank them because what they are doing now, they have all placed their life on the line, online. They know there's a killer disease, yet they want to grow. They are becoming heroes and heroines.
Well, we cannot thank our healthcare workers enough. They are at the front line of this battle, and many of them have put their lives at risk to save all of us. Our prayers are with them.
In the management of viral diseases and pandemics, you could easily go down with what they call nosocomial infection. Infection you pick up from the hospital. You go there with one ailment, you come back with another. So it's very, very possible. And given such limitations, and people are still sticking at themselves, keeping to their Hippocratic oaths, to always save life. So we really need to commend them, and I say bravo to them.
I want to commend them because I want to commend them for the wonderful job they are doing. It is God that will reward them. It's not just 2 monetary terms. God will reward them for the risk that they are taking.
And pray for God to help them, God to make them free, God to remove all these hazards out of them, as when God employed them to go and save soul of all other people, the heaven will take care of them to save their soul as well.
For my soldiers, my good soldiers, my good police, doctors and nurses, all people involved, I thank God for them. I pray for you all.
that have put their lives on the line for us. We celebrate them. We are grateful to God for them.
Coronavirus is real and very, very dangerous. Always wash your hands, maintain good hygiene and social distancing. Help to educate your families, neighbors, and loved ones. Let's join hands together with the government and NTA family in advocacy and sensitization. And beware of fake news. Stay safe.
This is
Events and Style.
Wow. That was really very, very educative. I loved every bit of it. I learned a whole lot from that.
Yes, you see, the right word is fabulous. That was fabulous. You see, just watching that and just makes me know that there is hope, there's a way out. Yes, there really is. And it was really fantastic. Very, very fantastic. And I want to say big kudos to the Events and Style crew. That was a wonderful one. Really wonderful one. All right. Events and Style shows on NTA Benin Network Center every Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
with a repeat broadcast every Wednesday by 2:30 p.m. and on Friday by 11 p.m. You can also join us via the StarTime decoder on channel 103 or view via NTA Benin YouTube channel. Okay, so painful, but we just have to go. We have to draw the curtain right here. But do you want to be part of Events and Style? Then simply come to the marketing department of the Nigerian Television Authority, Benin Zonal Network Center along TV Road and make your bookings. To know is to learn more. We have just learned a whole lot about COVID-19 on this particular edition, so please do join the government and the entire NTA to advocate and sensitize those around you to wash their hands and stay safe always. I am Fumilayo Okorafor.
Yes, your health is more important than anything you can think of. As they say, health is wealth. I am Matthias Iyoha, and together we say,
Stay safe.